This ain't financial advice. Give me liberty or give me death. Patrick Henry famously cried out to a small church house in Richmond, Virginia, 1775, March 23rd. One of our founding fathers. What was he trying to say? Why was liberty so important to him that he was willing to say, if I can't have my own personal freedoms, take my life? Well, what are your personal freedoms in this country? Well, number one, your freedom of speech. If I can't say what I meant to say, then I may as well not be here, and my time here is done. That First Amendment was the most important thing in our Bill of Rights, and still is to this day. To the point at which men have died and are continually willing to die for. Now, today on Memorial Day, you see many celebrations, many flags, America, many people. I took a moment to go up to the Annapolis World War II Memorial, where I saw thousands and thousands of men's names who gave their lives. And it really makes you think about what this country's all about, why we're all here, what we all believe in. And on the way back, I saw about a 10-car train go by. It was a bunch of people who had signs on the top of their car that said, "Stop the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party." Every person driving those vehicles, I assume, was of Chinese descent. Now, why would Chinese people here in the United States want to say, "Stop the CCP"? Well, let's think about that. Because if you put signs on your car in China and you drove down the street saying, "Stop the CCP," you would probably be taken to a dark room and shot and killed. You would never be heard from ever again. That is why people like Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." That is why those people till this day have the right to say what they think and they feel without persecution of an overbearing government. Now, the world as we know it has changed with technology. We have the regular government, the United States government, or whichever country you're in, that government. But then we also have the tech side of things that are now governing people, whether you choose to believe that or not believe that. Technology governs people. Facebook chooses what you can do. They can turn you off with the press of a button. Amazon can shut you down. They can censor what you can sell. If they like your business, they can actually recreate your business and sell it on their own behalf. They've done it before. Google. Now, I want to say something about Google because Google, as big of a company as Google is, I don't think Google is a bad company. I know people who've worked for Google. They've loved working for Google. Now, I know if you're a person who believes in the liberties of this country, there's something when you see Google censor people that makes you just want to go, "Ah!" But Google has a much bigger job than any of us can ever understand, okay? The job of being Google requires some censorship, sadly. You can't go posting kiddie porn on the internet. That is not okay. You can't be promoting violence on other people. That is not okay. And unfortunately, Google has been put in the parental role of governing the people. Google's statement when they began, I believe it still is, was "Don't be evil," because they know the power that they were about to hold. Don't be evil. With great power comes great responsibility. And I must say that Google has shown that. Although Google you must ask yourself, where is the gray area? Where is the divide for censorship when you're Google? What do you shut down? What do you let go? When does it come down to your own personal beliefs being contradicted versus what is right and what is wrong to censor? You got to ask yourself that. Google is a great company, though. I use Google every day. We're all experiencing this video right now with Google. Shout out to Google. Very hard job. The king wears a heavy crown. Blockchain is a movement of the people. I think everybody who's deep enough in this space knows that. It's something that is truly created for the people and by the people. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, I remember a few years ago, a project came out called Nebulous. Everybody said it's the Google of blockchain. And you see all these very interesting models in crypto. And that's why I tell everyone to be wary. I don't think Nebulous was so successful in the long run. Maybe they're still working on their product. Maybe it'll turn out to be a great product. But so far, they have not become the Google of blockchain. They've become the token that has not succeeded on the blockchain so far. Nobody goes to Nebulous to search is my ultimate point. And I tell you that because there's going to be a lot of great ideas coming out on Cardano. You're going to see the Facebook of blockchain. You're going to see the Twitter of blockchain, the internet of blockchain, all coming at you. It's going to sound really, really, really good. Will it succeed? Only time will tell. Users determine success in tech and on the internet. Google's biggest asset are eyeballs. If you don't have users, it's useless, as I said in the last video. With Cardano, though, you're having an infinitely more scaling option than building on Ethereum because of the low cost, speed in transactions. And that scalability could enable something like a new search engine blockchain to run on top of Cardano. Now, let me ask you a question. If Cardano gets the users and they build something that's as good as Google for blockchain, and it might even incentivize you to search on their browser. Do you think that Cardano could be bigger than Google? If Cardano's search engine was bigger than Google? That's why I love Cardano, because Cardano is like it's like the Linux or the DOS of blockchain. It's not, according to Cardano's CEO, it's not going to be the front end thing that people use every day. The end user won't be necessarily on Cardano. Cardano is the governing infrastructure that's going to hold many, many, many countless types of applications. Some will be successful, some will not be. But a search engine on a blockchain is a brilliant idea because Google's business model relies on advertisers paying Google and then Google paying the website owner. Well, what if the advertisers could pay the website owner directly? Kind of reminds you of saying, hey, what if I could send money to someone anywhere in the world without a third party touching my monies? Speaking of money, go stake to Nerd Pool. Our last return was over 9%. Booyakasha. Now look, let me set a little bit of a realistic expectation for the Nerd Pool. Realistically, in a year, the pool is probably going to return somewhere between 5 to 5.5% annually in Cardano. Okay, that's quoted by Cardano.org. Pools, when they start out, you can see a higher return, but those returns can fluctuate. I just want to set realistic expectations for everyone in the Nerd Pool. Okay, it's awesome to get those high returns, but you also might see a 4.5% return. You might see a 3% return. You might see a 15% return. The Nerd Pool is its own movement within the Cardano ecosystem. We're creating our own community here. And I just want to say thank you to all of those people out there who've participated in this community and continue to grow the Nerd Pool and grow this channel. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for being an ear to listen to. I mean, thank you for being the ears that listen to this mouth that never stops talking. Folks, the last thing I'll end on is what we see in front of us it's a great opportunity. There's going to be opportunity like this country and this world has never seen. They call it the greatest shift and the greatest transfer of money in mankind. If there's something that's deep inside your heart that you want to accomplish, that you want to do, that you haven't done, you should do that. Because life is short. Money is cheap. Time is expensive. You don't get time back. You get your money back sometimes, but you don't get time back. It's not Nordstrom's. With time, there's no refunds. So if there's something on your heart that you've wanted to do, what's stopping you from doing it? Is it the people around you? You're worried about what they're going to think, what they're going to say? Well, guess what? Like I said, time is limited. One day, I'll be dead. You'll be dead. And your time, it'll be gone. And the only thing anybody will ever remember about you is what you did with your time. I hope you all have a wonderful Memorial Day. Get outside. Breathe in some of that good air. And if I don't see you, I'll see you on the internet. I'm out.